A new patch arrived today to LOTRO. Update 43.0.1 has released. Not the biggest patch, but I still thought I would take a quick look. First off, a client crash related to deed acceleration has been fixed. This is probably the main reason why this patch even came out. A lot of people were experiencing crashes with the new deed log. Whenever completing raids, you would sometimes crash. I experienced this myself while doing the new raid, completing the raid on tier 1 on my Mariner. It crashed me to desktop. So that should now be fixed. The deed log should no longer make people crash. A lot of people don't really like the texture of this deed log, and you still can't close the deed log pressing escape. It's really annoying. But for those who don't know, if you do Ctrl+L, you still have the old deed log. And I will say honestly, I do prefer this old style deed log compared to the new one. Like, I guess the new one is more modern, but I kind of prefer the old style, like having a book with you, little deed log with you. But it is what it is. I guess they wanted to modernize the deed log, making it a bit modern, but as long as they keep the old one as an option, there shouldn't really be a problem. But in any case, the client crashes related to deed acceleration has been fixed, so hopefully we don't see any more crashes while completing deeds. This year's Spring Festival begins March 13th, so in 9 days from now, and this year's new festival rewards include budding spring character cosmetics, a goat steed, housing decorations, and a cosmetic pet. And I had a quick look in the item treasury and I found some budding spring cosmetics. So let's have a look, shall we? Well, let's see. Dress of the budding spring. Get a closer look at this dress. This is the dress of the budding spring. Pretty clean, I would say. Tunic and leggings. Same pattern. Not too bad, not too bad. Sleeveless dress of the budding spring. That's your dress without sleeves. And long-sleeved dress of budding spring. So the dress has long sleeves, it has normal dress, and sleeveless. And there's also a tunic and the leggings of budding spring. What about the cloak? Let's do the non-hooded first. Oh, I actually do kind of like that. Nice looking cloak. Very spring themed. And of course there's the same cloak with the hooded version. So just the same cloak, but you get a hood. So not too bad. Pretty nice cosmetics from this spring festival. There's also a goat of budding spring. Let's have a look. The goat of budding spring. It's really, really colorful. Actually quite nice. Potted plants on the back. Not bad at all. Pretty cool goat. And the cosmetic pet is the hedgehog and hare parade. Alright, that's really cute. A hare riding a wagon being pulled by a hedgehog. I would say that's really good, really nice new rewards for the Spring Festival. Begins on March 13th. Maybe it's worth getting these. Pretty cool. A couple of minor fixes to birding. The Hobby Master and the birding guide will now properly list the new regions to discover birds in, and birding will no longer produce any rewards in the Ghyn territory. So a couple of minor fixes to the birding hobby. Another quality of life change to instances. The 3 and 6 person instances from the Umbar and Legacy of Morgoth instances will now reset skills following a wipe on the boss. For example, if you're doing the Well of Forgetting boss 1, go in, something bad happens in the beginning, you want to reset the fight, but oops, you already used Oathies, you have to wait 2 to 3 minutes to get Oathies back. But now, as it should be for every single boss fight in the game, your skills will reset when you're wiping on a boss, Very nice quality of life for these instances, and hopefully this is the norm for every instance in the future. And the last thing in this patch is just a bunch of fixes or changes to the new raid. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but you can look at the patch notes. A minor fix to visuals in the Dorgoth encounter. Ghyn wing, there's been some fixes to the Legolas fight, for healing Legolas. Hopefully that should work properly. Whisper of Blood protection applies to pets as well, that's quite nice. And the third wing, Inner Sanctum, seems to have gotten the most changes. A lot of tuning and fixing for the wing. I'm not going to go into too much detail on this. You can read the notes if you want. But hopefully the raid will turn out to be exciting on Tier 2 and Tier 3, because having a good raid to play every week is, at least for me, it's very important for my LOTRO enjoyment. The previous raid, Depths of Magda Corbo, kind of put a damper on my enjoyment of playing LOTRO. So hopefully this raid will make it better until we get new content later this year. But that's update 43.0.1. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider dropping a like and subscribing, as it really helps out the channel. And if you like LOTRO, I would really recommend joining my Discord servers. You can also support me directly through my Ko-fi website. If you're playing or looking to play Lord of the Rings online, there is one place you need to be. The Ghyniverse is a Discord server created for the community of the players of Lord of the Rings Online. The server is getting close to 7,000 members, and in this server you'll find tons of helpful information. There's monthly giveaways, easy access to patch notes, you can keep up with my YouTube videos, my streams. If you're a streamer, you can ask for the streamer role and you can announce your streams in the other stream channel. There are discussion channels for pretty much everything, every class, monster players. But the best thing about this server is probably the Gearing Resources tab, where you can find anything from trait lines for every class, every build. There are stat goals, where you can find out what stats you should aim for on your characters. Really helpful information about drop rates from instances, as well as screenshot from all the new loot that appears in the game. If you enjoy LOTRO, you should definitely consider joining this server, and hopefully I'll see you in Middle-earth. If you were part of the Ghyniverse already, you might have noticed that another tab appeared at the top, the LFF server. This server is a brand new server that I created, the LFF Ghyniverse. In this server, you can select which servers you want to keep up with, and once you select your server, say you select Arkenstone, you will see the LFF, the kinship advertisement, looking for kinship and trade channels, and there's also voice channels if people want to use those. The LFF channel is basically a looking for fellowship channel, where people can post if they need players for the runs, and this way people don't have to be logged into the game to see the chat, they can just instead get a notification on their Discord. There's also a kinship advertisement page where kins can post their kinship advertisement and have people join their kins, and you can also post in the looking for kinship chat if you're looking for a kinship, but make sure to take a look in the kinship advertisement first and look through all the kin to find a suitable kin for you. There's also a trade channel if people want to buy or sell stuff that you can use. Hopefully you'll consider joining this server to bring the community even more together, not just in the game, but also outside of the game.